Today, 28th of November 2023, is the 15th day after Amavaka Poya Day, devoted to the Noble Supreme Sujata Munithun. As mentioned in our first 14 videos, we need to offer offerings, alms to the Supreme. Through this, we gain positive energy to bestow to the 15th Lord Buddha, the deceased 15th deceased close friend or relative, gods and goddesses, and on the other hand, devils and vampires to come out from those forms and become human beings and stop the cycle of rebirth and attain nirvana. Offering of seeds and or sprouts is called as Bija Pala Puja to the 15th Supreme Lord Buddha, and through these merits bestow to your 15th deceased person to transform to human life and stop the cycle of rebirth and attain nirvana. Then bestow the merits to the 15th adorable person to live a life of happiness and wellness. This exercise is taught in the form of a story through which you can understand the spiritual exercise clearly and in a memorable way. Once upon a time, there was a family who grew grains and vegetables. The family members were so pleased about their yield, and one day they thought of meeting the village monk to offer and get blessings. The village monk warmly welcomed the family. Once they offered the first crop to the monk unveiled the following. Dear all, it is so nice to see that you have brought vegetables and grains of your first crop to the temple. This is highly appreciated. The first crop is usually offered to the Supreme that you believe in. This is called Agasa's Puja, as you now know. Also, once you offer water to the Supreme, as mentioned in our previous videos, after the ritual, that water can be used to nourish the cultivation of vegetables and grains. Also, make sure you allocate the first portion to the Supreme Divinity that you believe in. Eventually, you can get a better crop next time than expected. Also, once you have allocated the first yield, then offered to the Supreme and to the temple, you can use it for your consumption and also share the crops among the neighbors and relatives who are going on the spiritual path. Most importantly, you can take the seeds of these vegetables and sow these seeds near the Gotukala greenery bed, as you now know after watching the previous videos. Once the seeds germinate, you may keep near the spiritual divinity and grow in your compound and in others' plots who follow this path. Also, there are grains. When soaked in water, the grains get sprouts which you can cook or use as salads. These also can be offered to the Divine Supreme and to the spiritual leader and used for your consumption and others. This is called Bija and Pala Puja, in other words, offering of seeds and sprouts. If you can follow this exercise daily at the exact allocated time, this practice is called Akhandavatavata. If you can determine to follow this practice, determining that after offering to the Supreme Divinity, I will use it for my consumption, this is called Dutanga Puja. If you can spread this practice to other devotees, this becomes Asadrashta Puja, as mentioned in the previous videos. After harvesting and offering the seeds and sprouts to the Supreme from your field and sharing it with others, it becomes Anumodana Puja. This applies to visitors and animals as well. In the process of growing to harvesting, then taking the seeds away, or in the process of soaking the seeds in the water and awaiting until sprouts are grown, you can feel the making process in your senses and mind. This is called Shadayatana Puja. This exercise becomes the Dhammosada Puja by taking a deep breath to your chest, tighten up, determine that your agricultural task will be successful, and the first portion and the seeds, plants germinated by the sowed seeds, and sprouts from seeds will be offered to the Supreme Divinity that I believe in before my consumption. Make this determination and gradually exhale the breath. This practice can fulfill breath, an offering of determination called Dhammosada Puja. The practice of offering the grains to the Supreme Divinity and teaching 32 devotees to practice this exercise, you gain the Tispala Dhanaya, in other words, Buddha Bhoga Puja, as in other videos. Once you practice these spiritual exercises as mentioned in our previous videos, eventually, having practiced these practices, you gain supreme energy that is equivalent to a powerful magnet. Positive aura attracts and negative vibes decline or do not attract. You too also can gain this magnetic attractive power and attract good vibes and get rid of negative energy coming to your system, said the monk. After listening to this, they all worshipped the spiritual leader and went home happily and practiced this offering of seeds and sprouts to the divinity. They all lived a happy life. Today, Mrs. C.M. Vithanage from Simala Gastanna, holding the membership number 27, Navam 0315226, contributed to disseminating this historical Disipala Puja as a Dharma Dhanaya, or contribution for the dissemination of the Dhamma. May her wishes come true. May her deceased mother, Mrs. Sumana Saraswati, gain a blessed human life and stop the cycle of rebirth and approach the path of nirvana. Also, may her close beloved husband, Mr. Ajit Silva, may he live a healthy long life and enrich this current human life and succeed in all his businesses. Secondly, Mrs. Somavati from Alapanavala, holding the membership number 27 Unduap 694317, contributed to disseminating this historical Detispala Puja as a Dharma Dhanaya, or contribution for the dissemination of the Dhamma. May her wishes come true. May her deceased father, Mr. Y.G. Alias, gain a blessed human life and stop the cycle of rebirth and approach to the path of nirvana. Also, may her close beloved daughter, Miss Niluka Amarasena, live a healthy long life and enrich this current human life while excelling in all her endeavors. We all warmly wish her grandson, Shenal, whose birthday was on the 27th/11/2023, a successful life and we wish him to succeed in all his endeavors. Finally, Mrs. Yamuna from Galinna, holding the membership number 25 Unduap 6771649, contributed to disseminating this historical Ditispala Puja as a Dharma Dhanaya, or contribution for the dissemination of the Dhamma. May her wishes come true. May her deceased father, Mr. R.G. Pearson, gain a blessed human life and stop the cycle of rebirth and approach the path of nirvana. Also, may her close beloved brother, Mr. R.G. Upul Ratnadesha Priya, live a healthy long life and enrich this current human life while excelling in all his endeavors.